these individuals really help and shape and mold me, my trajectory through life inside of the prison and coming outside of the prison with the mentorship and the guidance that they provided to me. So we would be remiss if we do not take the time to just memorialize these men who have meant so much to us in our prison hall and Brothers.
I spent 25 years and 27 days in prison. Our next speaker was on death row. He was not supposed to come home. This is what they told us, right? We were supposed to be in this video, but we are here today to talk to you. So without further ado, our next speaker is Jermaine Marlowe Wright.
How's everybody? Living and learning. Yeah, for sure. Like you said, I wasn't supposed to be. I was 18 years old. Something I didn't do. Now, I ain't gonna go into all that, but I'm gonna tell you about my experiences through all of it. From being on death row, from being in population to being on death row. When I first became incarcerated, I was still a baby. 18, 3 months after my birthday. Locked up in Gandy Hill. 3 to a cell. Sleeping on the floor. Young from the projects, and I can relate to the people in Laurel. I was in the streets. I was young, sniffing heroin, doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. So I'm in the cell. With almost probably everybody I knew that was on my block was from the same streets that I came from. From Riverside to East Side to West Side to Newcastle. All young, all my age. You know, these guys can go home in 3 years. These guys can go home in 4 years. I always thought I was gonna go home within that first year. So when that first year came around, appeal denied. 3 years later, appeal denied. Then I go up in front of the judge. The judge tell you, Mr. Wright, you are to die at 1 a.m. such and such in the morning by lethal injection. And I'm a teenager at this time. 19, 22, I was sentenced to die for a couple years. So the agony of being woken up 4:30, 5:30 in the morning to go and sit in front of a judge to tell you those things. My mother, my family's in the audience. All you hear is cries, screaming. I'm handcuffed, I got to go back. And these are the sounds within my head, with the same voices in my head, saying, F the system, F everything. So when I go back, I enter population, and this is when I was in population as a young guy. Yeah, the older guys that will come up. I was the youngest on death row and the longest on death row. And this might shock y'all, it is gonna shock y'all, but every time somebody was executed, a bird would fly in the building. As soon as a bird came in the building, you already knew something was gonna happen. And it never failed. Birds just flying all over it. MSU just flying all over population. It was just like a sign. So I'm like, man. But you know, I'm you know, I was a guy that had hope, but I'm also human. Yeah. And
lot of progress. Some things have kind of stood still. However, our focus now is action steps and moving it forward. So that's what we're going to center around. So I really want you to think about your questions, and also understand this. Everything that we talk about, right? And I know that there are people here for their individual loved ones. Everything that we are talking about is to the benefit of your loved one.
Kevin O'Connell, I'm the Chief Defender of the Office of Defense Services.
My name is Coley Harris. I'm the president of Home Team's Chosen Ones. What we do, again, is we try to build healthy communities. Again, our community consists of the neighborhoods out here throughout the state of Delaware, and also the communities and neighborhoods inside of these correctional systems inside of Delaware.
Good afternoon. I'm Shane Troxler. I'm the Deputy Commissioner for the Delaware Department of Correction. It's been great to see you guys. I see Marlo looking funny. I started my entire career as a correction officer.
Stakeholders in the community that need to get involved. We would like to see some in and out, but then you got to think. Ms. Chief Klein pointed her out. There's a lack of resources at times. There's some that may need nursing home stays, and we've seen where we're trying to get someone out just because their time is up, and it may be a sex offender, and a nursing homes will not accept them. We just flat out will not accept them, and our team spends hours upon hours in phone call trying to find housing and trying to get this person accepted back into the community, because there is a stigma, right, with all incarcerated folks coming back on the street.
What sets Home Team Chosen One apart from your norm of nonprofits? And then how do the correctional, because y'all usually come to the forum, how do y'all see the benefit in Home Team Chosen Ones being a unit that y'all can work with to help with some of these issues and problems that people see in society?
I'll start off. Again, Home Team Chosen One, we're a community-based organization primarily comprised of individuals who are returning citizens. We've shown that we're able to come back out into society and get our lives back on track and to help other people get on track. Again, with us, other nonprofits or community-based organizations, sometimes their focus shifts based on funding needs, but we're laser focused on working and helping incarcerating our populations, helping individuals that are transitioning out to be successful.
I watched him make a plan of action. I told him why it would work. He told me why it would work. I told him why he couldn't. You know these folks not gonna let you. He told me why he could. And he knows now, only because we did the work behind the fence. And today we're doing the work on this side of the fence, he and I together.
A few things. I'm going to highlight a few things. One question that was posed by Mr. O'Connell, he said, well, what can we do? I would like to see how we can all work together. How can we make this magical thing happen? It's already happening right now. Everybody who's interested is here. Everybody who's here showed up for the fight. So how that happens is a sign-up sheet for the follow-up meeting, plan to action. What Marlo said was very important. The person you worked 20 years ago, none of us were that same person. There's potential for growth and development. Rehabilitation is impossible on the inside because the root word is habilitate, habitat. You're not in your natural habitat, so we can't read. That starts post-incarceration, day one outside. Unfortunately, DOC cannot speak to what happens outside the door. If you're saying, man, I can't let you out because we don't know where you're going to get your meds, that's a poor excuse. And I would like to hear the answer to how many people that even pertains to. Me and Mr. Barley always have solution-based conversations. We are on the reentry side of it. We are the lived experience, Khalil and more of us, that says that we can come home and not just be returning citizens, but outstanding returning citizens and an addition and an asset to the community in real time.